Good morning. It's great to see everyone today. I'm Bethany Brzezinski, the president of Touchstone's board of directors. Thank you so much for joining us for our 40th anniversary at Inspire. Before we begin, I want to remind you to silence your phones during the event. And also to start off, I want to recognize the land where our services are provided and have a moment of silence. We acknowledge that Touchstone Mental Health Services are located on current and ancestral lands of the Dakota people who hold this land sacred. Ceded by the Dakota in 1847 and 1851, this land holds importance for the Native peoples of this region. We acknowledge the painful history of forced assimilation and loss of land that led to significant cultural, physical, and emotional harm of Indigenous people. We honor and respect the diverse Native peoples still connected to this land, who retained tribal sovereignty, treaty rights, and cultural resilience. By offering this land acknowledgement, we recognize that colonialism is an ongoing process and hold ourselves accountable to counter the historical and current injustices that impact Indigenous people. I'm going to pause to acknowledge that. Thank you. I'm so glad you joined us today. I'm incredibly proud to be a part of this organization. As some of my friends and family here will attest, I have a hard time asking people to attend this event. In true Bethany fashion, I wait till the last possible moment, read that email 20 different times, and then rip the Band-Aid and click send really fast and run away, which is silly because I believe in this organization so much and the amazing people that work here. I have no problem telling people about Touchstone and its important work. Touchstone is a nonprofit that really makes a difference for people living with mental illness. Every year, it helps over 1,600 people regain their confidence, embrace their self-worth, and find a sense of belonging and hope for their future. Touchstone's leadership and staff are committed to help people recover from mental health and develop the skills that they need to live well in their communities. I want to thank Mary for sharing her personal story with us in the next hour. Her courage and vulnerability is inspiring. You will learn about her journey to mental health recovery, the importance of having a home, and being part of a community. Thank you, Mary. I also want to thank our generous sponsors. You'll find a full list on the back of your program. I want to tell you a bit more about our lead diamond level sponsors, US Bank, Choice Bank, and Bridgewater Bank. US Bank is committed to giving back to the communities where they live and work. Through its Community Possible Giving and Engagement platform, they are focused on closing the gap between people and possibility in the areas of work, home, and play. They are honored to support the programs and services of Touchstone Mental Health. Choice Bank is committed to building strong relationships with its customers and community by providing quick answers, access to decision-making, and solutions that actually work. And Bridgewater Bank is dedicated to becoming the finest entrepreneurial bank in the Twin Cities. Bridgewater Bank is more than a high-performing bank. It's a sense of community. Let's give a round of applause for these diamond level sponsors. And we appreciate all our business sponsors supporting our work. You'll find the full list on the back of the program, so make sure you check that out. And thank you again to all of our sponsors. Your support truly makes a difference for the people living with mental illness. And now I'd like to introduce Nikki Hill, the Vice President of the Touchstone Board of Directors.
Thanks, Bethany, and good morning, everyone. I am Nikki Hill, Vice Chair of the Board of Directors and a member of the Development and Communications Committee at Touchstone. It's great to be here with you this morning as we celebrate our 40th anniversary. We opened our doors in 1982 as Community Care Corporation. Then, in 2004, our new name, Touchstone Mental Health, was selected and a new logo was developed. For the past 18 years, our distinct logo represented our work of inspiring hope, healing, and well-being for people with a mental illness. In preparation for our 40th year, the Development and Communications Committee worked with Touchstone staff and St. Paul Media to update our branding. This branding refresh was a collaborative process that lasted 10 months. Interviews with board members, staff, and community members were used to gather input about Touchstone's mission, services, and impact. The result is a vibrant new brand. We're really proud of it. The logo is a visual representation of Touchstone's mission, vision, and innovative work. The symbol is comprised of multiple paths and colors to represent the diversity of Touchstone's clients and their unique pathways. The yellow on either side of the path signifies Touchstone guiding clients on their journey. The colors are bright, welcoming, and hopeful, and include a variety of hues. The circle encompassing the paths represents that Touchstone is part of the community. It also represents wholeness, continuous growth, and innovation. Touchstone is the focal point of the word mark, as you see it in capital letters, with a larger font to draw the reader's attention. Mental health is in lowercase letters to give it a friendly and approachable appearance. Touchstone will also be launching a new website in the next month that highlights our innovative work and this vibrant new brand. We are so excited to share this new look as we celebrate our 40th year. Next, I'll hand it over to our Executive Director, Ellie Skelton.
Good morning. My name is Ellie Skelton, and I have the privilege of serving as the 4th Executive Director at Touchstone. I am grateful for the visionary leaders that I follow, Catherine Pollock, Helen Raleigh, and Martha Lance, who are here today, which is very exciting. And I want to welcome you to the 40th anniversary and 2022 Inspire Breakfast. It is great to see so many people here today, and welcome to everybody on the live stream. Woo! All right, it's for you guys too. I want to start by acknowledging how challenging it has been to work in the behavioral health field for the past 2.5 years. Staff are the center of Touchstone, and I am grateful for their resilience, hard work, and dedication to our clients. We cannot do this work without them. If you are a current or former Touchstone staff person, please stand so we can acknowledge you and your hard work. I do want to also acknowledge one staff person that we unexpectedly lost last month, Mike Kelly. He was our handyman, but he was so much more than that. I didn't think I'd get choked up, sorry. He would have been here today, and he, came in the middle of the night to help with the toilet if you needed it, and he was a charming man, always willing to give back. So just a moment for Mike Kelly. Mike. Sorry about that. Whew. Now I can't read because I'm a little bit, all right. It's a problem about getting old in the bifocals. Okay. The next group I'd like to appreciate is our past and current board members. Board members provide behind-the-scenes support, advocacy, strategy, and act as enthusiastic community ambassadors. If you are a current or former board member, please stand up so we can appreciate you as well. It makes so much difference in my role as an executive director to have a strong board that's there to support me and Touchstone in the work. So really, it's helped the organization move forward to have such a strong, engaged board. If you're interested in learning about board service, we would like you to talk to myself or one of the board members who are standing up. We always love to have more enthusiastic participants. I'd like to echo Bethany's thanks to our sponsors. This is a record for us. 31 sponsors who have committed $44,000 to Touchstone. It's amazing. Every year I set a new goal and I get nervous, like, oh, are we really gonna beat last year's? And we did it, and next year we're gonna do it again. I wanna echo Bethany, oh, I did that. Many donors of Touchstone are also in the audience and on the live stream today. Your support of our work is invaluable. We appreciate your contributions towards making Touchstone's vision a reality, that all people's lives who are affected by mental illness flourish with access to effective treatment, quality housing, supportive services, and communities that are inclusive and welcoming. The last group I want to thank is individuals with behavioral health challenges that have worked with Touchstone during our 40-year history. Your trust, strength, and partnership in your care are the reason we exist. We have residents that have lived in Touchstone supportive housing for over 30 years. We are proud of your accomplishments, advocacy, peer support, and hope you provide in the community. Let's Touchstone clients, backbone of the work. We have been inspiring and changing lives for 40 years. We began in 1982 with one program, Sentinel House on Portland Avenue, and a handful of dedicated staff to walk alongside folks with mental illness. Since that time, we have grown in size, geography, impact, and services. In 2021, we served over 1,500 people. We had over 240 staff and provided services in 12 programs. We provide services in the community that connect and refer individuals through case management, care coordination, and our behavioral health program, recently renamed Touchstone Connections. We provide housing supportive services at Rising Cedar Apartment, Minnehaha Commons, and New Hope Apartments. We help people find and keep housing through intentional communities and our housing innovation programs. We have 3 programs that are called IRTS, Intensive Residential Treatment Services, in Bloomington, New Hope, and Minneapolis. And those are for individuals leaving a hospital stay that need to recuperate prior to returning to the community, or they go to the IRTS program to avoid hospitalization. People can stay there up to 90 days and receive 24/7 psychosocial recovery supports. A lot has happened since our early days of 1982 in the understanding and treatment of mental illness, reduction of stigma, and there's still much work to be done. As I looked for other events that happened in 1982, I ran across that it was the year that E.T. came out. Nice. You may be asking, are there really any similarities between E.T. and Touchstone? Surprisingly, I found a few. E.T., in case you're youngin', is a story of Elliot, a boy who befriends an extraterrestrial dubbed E.T., who was left behind on Earth. Along with his friends and family, Elliot must find a way to help E.T. find his way home. Here are some of the similarities I found. Importance of home. The importance of being seen and fighting stigma. It's not easy being an extraterrestrial. One caring person can make a difference. Even when challenges can seem overwhelming, With the support of the community, family, and friends, there is a path forward. Elliot can't do it alone and needs the support of his community to get ET home. Just like Touchstone needed your support when we needed to move our Minneapolis IRCH program. More than 3 years in the search, planning, renovation, zoning, and licensure move, our program had existed in the same location for 30 years and was desperately in need of a new space to make sure it was accessible, that we could have individual rooms, and improved treatment and client space. Donors like you, the Otto Bremer Foundation, the Benson Foundation made this possible. On June 1st of this year, we opened the doors of the newly named Two Rivers Residential Treatment in a beautifully remodeled church, because we had awesome architects too. We needed community support for this project, and you were there. Being seen and fighting stigma, Touchstone has been able to provide mental health first aid training. It's a class that provides tools and resources to reduce the hesitancy for starting conversations about mental health and substance use by improving understanding and providing an action plan that teaches people to safely and responsibly identify and address a potential issue. If you're interested, mental health first aid is available for anybody to take the class. NAMI Minnesota provides it as well. It's a great class to bring to your business as well, and let us know if you're interested. And even when challenges are overwhelming, there is a path to recovery. One caring person can make a difference. As E.T. prepares to return home, his heart glows, and he points a glowing finger at Elliot's forehead and tells him, "I'll be right here." Never underestimate the impact that you may have on the lives of others. A caring word, asking how someone is doing with a behavioral health challenge that they may be having, and Touchstone are making an impact in the lives of other people every day. This brings us to our Touchstone future, and with your support, we are continuing to grow, and we are committed to helping people recover from mental illness and develop the skills they need to live well in our communities. We are working towards a future that is equitable and safe for everyone. Racism and discrimination adversely affect both physical and mental health, and at Touchstone, we believe that recovery from mental illness requires a focus on whole person care, not simply treating mental illness in isolation. We pay attention to the social determinants of health around housing, disparities in care, access to treatment, and having the tools needed to move your life forward. I appreciate your time and attention this morning, and I'm excited to share a new video, Getting My Life Back, about Mary, who is at table number 1, a tenant at Minnehaha Commons, and I thank her for her enthusiastic participation in our program in this video. Let's give her a quick snap before the video. Her story is inspirational, and thank you for your time.
My name is Mary. I was homeless and going through different things in life. There was good times and bad times. Things that happened to me that gave me a disability. I was diagnosed at 23 as postpartum depression. And from there, it said like everything would go downhill. I knew something was wrong with me, so I decided to adopt my kids out, and then I sought help, and then from help, I've been raped in shelters, which put a fear in me, and I don't trust shelters anymore. The other places that I stayed at, they didn't listen to me, and it always felt like, I was being passed over, and I was always stressed out, had suicidal tendencies, I would always think about, well, if I do it today, ain't nobody gonna care about me, they'll get over it and stuff. Here, they care about me. The people here is not gonna let nothing happen to me. They're not gonna let nothing stress me out to where that thought can come true. It's not gonna come true because I know for a fact they care about me. They don't want nothing bad to happen to me. It's peaceful here. And I'm proud of being in here because I see all the work and stuff that I did. This is my peace and my quiet. It's my joy. Touchstone has gave me my life back. It has gave me a life that I didn't ever think that I would ever have, you know. Being abused, beat up, negative, the stuff that happened to me always made me feel that I was worthless. Here, I'm somebody. I'm somebody happy. I'm a success story with Yumi. I want to be in another success story and show other people, hey, we can do this regardless. You know, people are already labeling us as crazy and stuff. I might be crazy, but I'm positive. I see a brighter side to my disability, and I need people that really care about people that have a disability to see this. You know, I want everyone that's in this building to work on their goals, ask for help, feel like I feel. I'm happy to be here. I am so proud that I finally found a place that cares about me and is willing to go out their way to make sure that I have my goals met. That's why I love it here. This is my home and I'm not going nowhere. And I want other people to feel this way too. I really do.
First, I would like to recognize Mary and her journey to Minnehaha Commons, and I'd ask Mary to stand actually again. Thank you for sharing your story. That was really, really challenging. Thank you. My name is Chris Westergaard, and I am the director of Minnehaha Commons. Minnehaha Commons is one of Touchstone's supportive housing programs. Now, I want you to take a moment and think. What would it be like if you had nowhere to stay for the night? Maybe you'd spend the night sleeping on the light rail as it makes stops through the night. Or maybe you'd find a safe spot in a doorway or under a bridge. Imagine that you need to find a new place to stay every day. You might ask for a bed at a shelter, but find that none are available. You may make some friends along the way, but they're competing for the same places to stay. Now, imagine losing your belongings: clothes, shoes, identification, family mementos. What would you do if you didn't have any family or friends to give you support? How would you find someone to help you? This is what people experience each day when they don't have a home. This is where Touchstone helps fill the void. We are a bridge for people who have nowhere to go and no one to help. Our agency is a leader in Our agency is a leader in developing and providing innovative services that help people find and keep their housing. We offer unique services to meet people where they're at and help them every step of the way. Touchstone set the standard for supportive housing with services at our New Hope and Rising Cedar apartments. Our programs support people who have not been successful in traditional mental health services. Our newest program, Minnehaha Commons, was designed to build on these successes with a focus on older adults who've experienced homelessness. People experiencing homelessness often develop health conditions much earlier than their peers who have housing. They also experience mental illness symptoms and chemical health issues alongside these medical conditions. To address these challenges, Minnehaha Commons uses a housing-first model that brings people into an apartment by removing barriers to housing. Some agencies require people to have treatment for mental health or substance use before they have a home. Our programs help stabilize their life by having a place to live with the opportunity for support. Our program is designed to build relationships with people moving into Minnehaha Commons. Our staff connect and engage with them so they can tell us what kind of support and services they need. This is what makes Minnehaha Commons unique. We truly meet people wherever they are at, and we are prepared to help them when they are ready for services. I want to tell you about Sally, one of our residents. When we began working with Sally, she didn't have an income and struggled with alcohol addiction. Symptoms from her mental illness and alcohol addiction led to conflicts that caused her to lose her housing over and over again. Our staff engaged with her and focused on building positive relationships so she could focus on her goals. We helped her receive Social Security benefits, and our nursing staff worked with her and her doctor to address medical issues. Now that Sally has stable housing, she has her life back on track. She now has a volunteer job and a supportive relationship with a partner. Our residents have experienced homelessness for 1, 10, 15 years or longer, and many have found stability and a home through our program. We're excited to share that over 82% of those served have remained in their apartments for at least 2 years. Our model works, and we have seen many successes because we don't force people to have services or meet certain rules. For some, we help them find and keep their housing after experiencing homelessness off and on their entire life. For others, this is a new start after losing a spouse, a job, a support system. People can move forward with their lives once they have a safe place to live and can receive services. We see many people reconnect with their children and their family. As their symptoms improve, we see residents who can live with a spouse or move closer to their family. Others are excited to cook their own meals, attend community events, or enjoy their favorite hobby again. We have developed our supportive housing programs by braiding together funding streams, mental health services, and innovative practices to meet the evolving needs of our community. As you can see, Touchstone is making a difference and has a big impact for those experiencing homelessness. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Christine Clifford, Touchstone board member.
I need my reading glasses as well. Good morning, everyone. I'm Christine Clifford. I've been a board member for a little over 4 years. I want to thank you, Mary, for sharing your personal story with Touchstone's help about getting your life back together. You are a success and bring hope to others. I'd also like to share with you today why being involved with Touchstone is so important to me. As an elementary school-age child, I became aware of the impact of mental health and what it can have on all aspects of a person's life. My aunt, who had been living a glamorous life, an intelligent, beautiful artist and mother, married to an engineer traveling all over the world, moved back to Minnesota to be close to her family for support. The diagnosis was explained to me, but it wasn't until I was present during episodes of delusional thought that my understanding of what mental health meant to her began to deepen. The hospitalizations, medications, and treatments took an incredible toll on her overall health, her relationships, her employment, and housing. Due to these compounding impacts of her mental illness, I lost my aunt and later her son, who also had the same diagnosis at very early ages. So when Propel for Nonprofits asked if I was interested in being a part of a mental health board, I said yes. I was interested in Touchstone because, like many of you, I had a personal connection to someone living with mental illness. I was excited about Touchstone's mission to foster hope, health, and well-being for people living with mental illness. Touchstone is an organization that really makes a difference in people's lives. It is at the forefront of developing state-of-the-art housing services that help people not only have housing, but also have services to support them in a community. One of the greatest gifts Touchstone offers is community. Community and all its benefits to health is a very hard thing for those facing the challenges of mental illness. Living with isolation and loss of community is how people with mental illness often experience the world and is a key barrier to their health. Reducing this barrier is at the heart of Touchstone. This organization builds and sustains what most of us take for granted. Touchstone understands that we all have an essential need for community and connection, and they passionately work to see that it exists for those who've been shut out. I personally know family is an important system for people with mental illness, but many need more help than family can give. I'm thankful that Touchstone is here to be an extension of family and bridge the gap for our loved ones. It comes as no surprise that I'm about to ask you to pull out your checkbooks and your credit cards. As you consider a gift to Touchstone, I ask you to place a value on the importance of having a home and community in your lives, how it brings meaning, support, and a sense of well-being to you. As you make your donation, you can feel satisfaction knowing you are directly providing these crucial elements to others in our community. There are 3 ways to donate today. Fill out the pledge card and pay with a check or credit card, and you have a table champion who will help. And table hosts, if you would please pass out the cards now. We also have online options for donating, and on the screens you will find the instructions. There's a website at www.touchstonemh.org/donate, and there's also a text to donate option. Our donation information, again, is on the screen, and we'll take a minute for the host to assist you in the process. I'll give you a few minutes of quiet, and I'll ask you to hold your conversation while we go through this process. Thank you, everyone. Table hosts, if you would please collect the cards. On behalf of all of us who believe so deeply in Touchstone, thank you for joining us this morning. As you go about your day today, know that your support of this amazing organization will truly make a difference to people living with a mental illness in our communities. And please, tell others about Touchstone and its important work. Thank you so much.